The cursed Monopoly board. Yeah, we could talk about that. So this is Utsumi. Her sprite is interesting to me because it's so like obtuse from a taking up the screen perspective. We play on mobile phones. We don't have this kind of room, so someone's gonna get stabbed in the ass unless she's in the front line, and then they're gonna get stabbed in the face if she is. Take a look at her kit here. 20 to 30% arts up for 3 turns, evade to attack 3 turns. That's not bad. Second skill, sure hit, star absorption up 400 to 600%. Her star absorption is just below middling, so that's not bad. 4 turn cooldown, that's not bad. Third skill, instant kill success rate for 3 turns. This is where her downfall really starts to come in. This is where it starts to get a little rough for her. Instant kill success rate 50 to 100%. Crit damage up 20 to 30. Own damage against servants for 3 turns 20 to 30%. 6 turn cooldown is it's a little steep. It's a little steep. But she's a welfare. She's a 4-star, so it's fine. Own debuff resist against enemies is going to be 30% total, so 20% on top of the normal 10. Her third append is anti-lancer. If you've read Requiem, you know why. So she deals enemies damage 450 to 750%. The death activates first. It's an AoE with a chance to instant kill that activates first, and it removes her defensive buffs after her damage. So she'll try to hit them, and if that doesn't work, then she'll take their buffs off. It's whatever. But you know, she's a welfare for a lot of people. Maybe they don't have an AoE Lancer, right? Like, what other AoE Lancers are they gonna get for free in Fate Grand Order? You know? There's just it. I don't think that's even a thing. You know? A free AoE Lancer in my mobile game, other than Utsumi? I just... No. From a materials perspective, oh my god, I want to die. 36 bones. 36 bones just to get to skill level 6. So this is skill level 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 36 bones. 36 bones. 60 stakes. 60 stakes. This is a welfare. It's a welfare that's gonna bankrupt you that can't loot. Or against specific enemies in very specific times, right? We ain't got that kind of food here. 20 arrowheads is somehow more amenable, right? On the append skills, they apparently realized how much they fucked up the first time. Yeah, Daryl, for sure, dude. Psych, I'm out. So, the 24 dust is not great on the append skills, but the rest is fine. I literally think they realize how much they fucked up on her kit with the materials, right? Again, this is another one of those, like, potentially worst bond CEs you can get. Quicken arts up by 10% while they're on the field. Whatever, dude. Whatever. But when we look at Lancers, like, if we only look at welfare Lancers, so welfare Lancers only, we're not going to count Jeanne d'Arc Santa Lily, because that's so long ago. Like, no one has her. So if we look at welfare Lancers, you're not going to get a welfare AoE Lancer, like, ever. You know? You're just, like, that's just not a... You're not gonna ever get, you know, a worthwhile arts AoE. You're not gonna get a free arts AoE Lancer in this game, guys! Ever! That's not gonna happen! This is why it's so funny to me. My favorite part about Mary Annie's timing. She's released right before Utsumi. Right before Utsumi. And she's just better. She's just better. She's free and she's better. If you're not familiar with Mary Anning, I swear to God, the timing of this is so funny to me. If you're not familiar with Mary Anning, attack up for female or unknown gender allies, arts, performance, and NP gain, all of those. 10 to 15% on the arts up and attack up. NP gain is up 10% as well. The second skill, she gains 20 to 30 stars on a 4-turn cooldown. On her third skill, NP charge for the party by 10%. Party's critical damage up 20 to 30% as well. Damage to all enemies, same scaling, obviously going to be less due to the raw stats. Buff block 1 time 3 turns though as well. Yeah, Hikaru. Buff block 1 time 3 turns. Arts up before the NP. She's just better in every single way. Every single way. Unless you're taking Utsumi to go do instant death memes, or you need her to strip defensive buffs before someone else does damage. I don't know, dog. I don't know. At least she's a welfare. At least she's a welfare. Her skill mats, I mean, she's a 1-star. She's a 1-star. 2 crystals here, 2 wings here, 6 fangs there. 12 fangs. 8 shells. 5 serpent eyes. I mean, it's just better. Yeah, just because she's a 1-star. Like, I don't listen. I'm gonna say this. Exactly, Hikaru. I'm gonna say this. If you like Utsumi and you want to level Utsumi to 10-10-10, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm not gonna roast you unless you ask for it when we do support roster reviews, right? Just you do your thing. You go right ahead, right? But I'm telling you right now, if you do not love Utsumi, don't you fucking dare. Don't you dare 10-10-10 Utsumi and then 2 years from now be out of any material at all. Don't you dare. Don't do it. You better have such a massive stockpile of QP and materials that I don't even want to begin to ever hear you run out of anything. Nothing. Mary Anning is just better. And look at this final ascension art. She's also not 14. So she has a different version of the dog from Futurama. She's better. She's cheaper. She's also still free. The timing of Mary Anning's release, I'm telling you, it could not be funnier to me. It could not be funnier to me. I don't know. I don't think this was intentional. I don't think they care because Utsumi's a welfare. But my God, it's just so funny to me. Arts, AoE, Lancer, Mary Anning loops very comfortably. I believe Plushie Mistress has a good video out there on it, if not more than one. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Someone else that's interesting to me. So this is another welfare that will be out, I think, next year. This is Kiichi Hogen. Some people love Kiichi Hogen, but she's another one that's kind of interesting to me. Not in a bad way per se. I'm gonna go through this real quick. You'll see why. You'll see why I go through this at the end of why I go through this, right? Quick up, 20 to 30%, 6 turns. 2 attack, 3 turn, evade. Sounds familiar. 10 to 20% battery, star absorption, 100 to 200%. Her star absorption is middle of the road, so this is not a good skill. The battery, like, fine, you'll take the battery. Party's attack, 10 to 20%. NP generation rate, 3 turns, 10 to 20%, right? Deals damage to all enemies, removes their defensive buffs after the NP. When are we gonna get a good free AoE assassin? When would we ever get a good free AoE assassin? Like, never, right? That's just not ever gonna happen, right? There's no alternative. A good AoE assassin that can loop in a year and 3 months? It doesn't exist. It's not in the game. Are you kidding me? No, dude. You're gonna get Kiichi and you're gonna 10 her because there's no better alternative. Utsumi and Kiichi both. Thanks for the welfare. I don't know. At least with Kiichi's mats, this is not nearly as egregious. You could hope they learned their lesson. Kiichi's mats are not nearly as egregious here. And she is at least like an AoE quick that has quick up with 7 hits. So like you're gonna get some good stars out of her. Star generation baked in as well. So and she's in like a top tier event in my opinion, right? Yeah. So I don't know. It's a couple of welfares that are out in the next year. That I don't really understand. Iris Veil, yeah, like I don't really understand the direction, the niche that they were supposed to fill. Maybe they weren't supposed to fill a niche, but like what these servants, Utsumi and Kiichi, like the similarities are very apparent, by the way. Very apparent. Damage to all enemies and then removes their defensive buff. Kiichi's is not as bad. At least her quick performance is up first rather than in death. The third skill, Archer. The third skill, what was it, Lancer? Both useless. The kit, kind of middling all around. Some weird aspects to kits for both of them. So I don't know, dude. It's like with Kiichi and Utsumi, and I'm not trying to unnecessarily lump Kiichi in there. I just kind of wanted to make that comparison because it sticks out to me so much. Because Gray exists, because Mary Anning exists. Yeah, it's just one of those things that like you see it and you're like, why? What was the thought here? What were they gonna do? Like, where were we gonna take this servant? I just, god damn, dude. If you 10 Utsumi, I'm going to ask you if you love Utsumi. I'm not gonna ask you if you like Utsumi, if you're fond of her. I think so too, Heyo. I'm not gonna ask you if you liked Fate Requiem or if your mom who passed away had a valued family member named Utsumi and you wanted to carry on some kind. I don't fucking know, dude. I'm not gonna ask you any of that. I'm gonna ask you if you are madly in love with Utsumi. Because if you're not, don't do this, dog. Don't, man. Don't do it to yourself. Don't do it, man. This is so bad, dude. This is so bad. Let me get Rhaenys and Ereshkigal level of stake requirement for what, 25% of their value from a gameplay perspective. Anyway, so Utsumi is the welfare. Please take her to 444. If not, you go higher. That's fine. Just make sure you really know what you're getting into. Make sure you know what you're getting into.